divine if he was, that was a curse. Leprosy was a curse. You feel me? It's a curse. So there's no way in the world that the Messiah would be a leper. It just, that don't make sense.
Right, but see, the Lord created a whole nation of people that look like that. A whole cursed nation of people. Give me, y'all can give me Genesis 25 and 21. Genesis 25 and 21. Alright? Because God created a whole nation of people that look like that. Now, the reason why the Heavenly Father did that was because that goes back to Cain. Remember when Cain killed Abel and he put a mark on him that when everybody looked upon him, they wouldn't slay him. Genesis. You know what I'm saying? So that same mark that the Lord put on Cain, he created a nation of people like that. Go ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife, because she was barren. And the Lord was entreated of him, and Rebekah his wife conceived. And the children struggled together within her.
Now this is going into Isaac and Rebekah having trying to conceive, and then they had twins. One was Jacob and one was Esau. Alright, go ahead.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus?
Because the two babies were fighting in her womb. She was like, why am I having all these troubles in my stomach? Go ahead.
And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb.
Now, so you got 2 different nations, 2 different races of people are going to descend from these 2 babies that's going to come out of your womb. Go ahead.
And 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
And 2 manner of people. The 2 manner of people. Y'all come down, right? The 2 manner of people is going to be separated. Right? So you got a people that have these characteristics and a people that have these characteristics. These mannerisms and these mannerisms. Go ahead.
And the one people shall be stronger than the other people.
Go ahead.
And the elder shall serve the younger.
Right, so whoever comes out first is going to be a servant and a slave to the younger. Go ahead.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Go ahead.
And the first came out red all over like a hairy garment.
So this first child came out red. He was the color red, which would be a so-called white person. Because they're not white, right? They're red because they lack melanin. They lack the ability to
pigment.
Yeah, to make sunlight in the pigment, in the dark pigment. You know, they're red.
Yeah, like slap a so-called white person. His face still
make it bad.
They get red, they get red.
He turns tan, red,
and then
black,
they blush.
and blue.
Their skin is transparent, right? You can see through it.
That's why they look like that. So that's that curse. Go ahead, Al.
And they call his name Esau.
Esau. Now Esau comes from the Hebrew, which is Ashak, which means wasted away. Meaning they don't have no pigment. You know what I'm saying? Like if you get a bruise or a cut or a scrape in your arm and your skin wastes away, it turns what? That deep white.
Well, they get what they call melanoma skin cancer and all types of
melanoma,
things because they don't where they interact with the ultraviolet rays.
Yeah, the sun is against them.
Is that they're the only creatures in existence that can't be in the sun. A fish could be in the sun as long as they're in the water.
That's right.
There's no other creature on the planet Earth that cannot stay in the sun. The sun to every other living thing in existence is life, except to them. So if they stay in there for a prolonged period of time, it's death.
That's right. He's good.
And the sun is actually good for you. Get your vitamin D.
Yeah, vitamin D.
He lacks
vitamin D from the sun.
It's dangerous for them.
See, there's ingredients inside the melanin, which you and I, we could come out at 12 o'clock in the afternoon when it's hot sun, ball all day with sitting water. They come outside for 20 minutes and they running from some kind of sunscreen 1000. You feel me? because if it starts off with those blizzards and all kind of stuff, so when you come on TV in the morning and say, well, today is going to be a heavy hot day, you need that suntan, they're not talking about us.
No, I'm talking about it.
And it's not even only their skin. Their eyes.
I mean,
hair,
and quiet
all
as
that
cat.
shows that
Quiet
they're
as
not,
cat is there.
They're like subhuman, basically. Their hair is blonde. That's not natural.
Quiet as kept, it affects their reproduction system as well. I was reading National Geographic, and their birth rate on globally has been dropping. It's already projected by the year 2050 that they're going to represent less than 10% of the total population on the planet Earth. Going back to what you said, that's one of the motivations why they've been subdividing all the melanin dominant people. You feel me? The black, brown, red, and yellow, because they are a minority. And you know, the phenomenon on the earth is the fact that a minority is controlling the majority by subdividing them and keeping us divided. That's why so many people is walking past and they're like, because you know, you hitting them, you banging them in the head with the truth. And this is something 180 degrees away from what they've been taught from day one. You feel me? If you turn around and you tell the blade, listen, you know what? You are the chosen one, and you can prove it to them. I mean, the scriptures, it points it out. I mean, and if you go to Isaiah 42, he said, my people have been robbed and spoiled. They've been hid in the prison houses. Now, I mean, he said they've been hid in the prison houses when it's a known fact that we make up 85% of all the people that's in prison, but we make up 13% of the population. It's already so and to know that when the Most High is speaking, He tell you the end of a thing in the beginning. So that's why when it comes out, He said that there's two nations gonna be born, and the first one's gonna be a slave. The white man ain't a slave to us now, but it said that all those who enslaved us, they're gonna be led into slavery. So He's telling them the end of a thing in the beginning. See, well, right now, you know, we've been taught to look at things in a certain way, a certain concept. You know, a certain chronological order. Well, that's not happening. Well, it's gonna happen. You know, there's a lot of things that was said that didn't happen. You know, but it did happen. You feel me? It said the last gonna be first and the first gonna be last. So we already know when it's talking about the last, it's talking about those who are socially last. Who's last right now? I don't care where you come from. You could be from any other country. You could be from Africa. And I bet you when Africa call you a nigga, and they will disassociate yourself from us. See? You feel me? I had a Mexican one time cuss me out, call me every name in the book, but he couldn't speak English. So somebody taught him that about me because he said, oh, they last. So I know what it is to be last. It's good to be last because this is our. He said he chose us by the furnace of affliction. And the furnace of affliction is what gives us the fortitude to be first. See, right here, what you going through, we need it. This my name is Mikael Israel.
You was
yeah.
Did you see us out there before?
Every time I see y'all, I'm down. I saw y'all last year.
Last year, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, you got to keep doing what you're doing. You got to keep doing the work. Keep planting the seed. Because you know what? Everybody here, the subconscious, don't forget nothing. Nothing. Everybody, he said that valley of dry bones, the valley of dry bones is our people that hear us, they hear it. They know it, but they don't know how to respond to it because they're not ready yet. They're not ready. But listen, it's gonna come that time gonna come back around. There's 360 degrees in that circle right there. You feel me? 100 degrees positive, 100 degrees negative, and guess what? We're gonna return back to the time like it was in the beginning. This is ours. We already in. It's the economy's falling. Remember, he said when the Israelites came out of Egypt, and they told them to go into the land they came, and they was going to inherit the land, not by their own might, but it was going to be just given to them. It's happening right now. Look at the real estate. These people bailing out their houses. They got a law called adverse possession. You can just walk in the house, possess the house, because it's ours. If we only had the courage to do it. You know, we got a right.
See, a lot of our people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, they don't know.
Like, I think that happened in what was it, Texas somewhere? And I think it was a black man.
Yeah.
And the white people in the neighborhood was mad and angry at that.
I do it now.
Because they basically, the house was
when
like
police
abandoned.
come in, they just,
you know.
What do you think? This is gonna keep me off your back? That's right.
He
said we're gonna inherit the land, the houses, the venues, and everything.
Give me Deuteronomy 30. Because everything that we've been through, you know, us being last, them being first, and they ruling right now, it's gonna flip.
See, it's manifesting in every aspect of a society. See, why you
They
think
know
there's
they
so
feel
many
it.
movies, these
They feel
movies
it.
that come out, they're always scared about something from out there coming here, destroying the American way of life. I mean, like, if we look at the scriptures and we look at them with our knowledge and intelligence today, 2,000 years ago, John said, look, Ezekiel said, behold, I seen a wind outside the wind, and it was a fire within the fire. And he was describing something outside the context of his everyday reality. But today we got knowledge of aerodynamics and all kinds of stuff. So if we seen a plane, helicopter, we heard a helicopter, ain't nobody blink, because it's common knowledge. But somebody else, at 2 o'clock in the morning, you see a plane flying across. I seen a ruby, a emerald, and a crystallite flying in the sky. It was a star. No, it was a plane. Come on, stop it. You feel me? This type of stuff, they saying, where's heaven? They pointing up. Something back there is coming back here. They saying they seeing Yeshua in the cloud. We already know cloud is glass. They say they see him coming in the clouds. Right? So if he's in the clouds, planes fly in the clouds. There's something going on. There's something else happening right now, and this is the greatest secret they're keeping us, just like they're keeping our heritage from us. You know what I'm saying? It says my people are, it says they walk around in darkness and they do not know, and the whole world is out of course.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse.
The blessing and the curse, because right now we're underneath the curses. Right? Go ahead.
Which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations.
See, we among the nations now. But we out here bringing the truth out, waking our people up among these nations, man. Trying to bring it back to the knowledge. Really are. Go ahead.
Whither the Lord thy power, thy God, hath driven thee.
Go ahead.
And shall return unto the Lord thy God, and shall obey his voice.
That's right. So when the elect start obeying his voice, keep going.
According to all that I command thee this day.
Keep going.
Thou and thy children with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
Keep going.
That then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee.
Keep going.
And will return and gather thee from all the nations.
That's right. And the Lord's going to do that through them chariots, man. That's how he's going to do it. He's going to come back in them chariots and he's going to deliver the elect. Keep going.
Whither the Lord thy God has scattered thee.
Go ahead.
If any of thy be driven out unto the outmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Lord thy God gather thee, and from whence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy God will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it, and he will do thee good and multiply thee above thy fathers.
Right. So, they say we're the minority, and really we're the majority, but the Lord's going to multiply us. Like you were saying about the Lord going...
He said he's coming back for the
gonna
remnant.
bring us back.
A remnant is a small amount.
Yeah,
So
the elect.
there's
He's
only
gonna
a
bring us
small
back into the
amount of
land.
us that's embraced, that can even accept the truth, that can even hear it, that can even consider it, because whoever controls the masses' perception controls their reality. And right now, with all these different social medias and TV and the movies, they control the mentality and the perception of who we are. I mean, people still think they ain't nothing. They refer to themselves as niggas. A woman call themselves bitches, and they acting like it. And their mentality is like it. You watch these shows, 48 Hours, whatever. They got our brothers and sisters twisted, killing each other for crumbs and pennies and paper that they
Snitching
call
on each other,
money that don't mean nothing.
And still taking
And they
the brick.
snitching on each other. And
all of that.
got us acting all out of character. They said the whole world is out of course. Our people perish for lack of knowledge. Knowledge of who? This is our knowledge of ourselves. And if we ain't got this, we got nothing.
You got something?
All right, Isaiah 60:1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth.
That's right. And that's that's that knowledge and that truth being kept from us. This truth ain't being shown to us on no daily basis. Barack Obama ain't telling our people who they are. Hillary Clinton ain't getting up there testifying, look, another thing too, the so-called blacks and Hispanics in America, they're the Israelites. They ain't doing that. because their job is to keep us asleep. Their job is to keep us dumb. Because the white man cannot continue to rule on this planet if the true rulers wake up. You know what I'm saying? He got to keep us dumb. He got to keep us asleep. You know what I'm saying? All right?
All right. For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee.
That's right.
And the Gentiles shall come to thy light, and kings to the brightness of thy rising. Lift up thine eyes round about, and see, all they gather themselves together, they come to thee. Thy sons shall come from far, and thy daughters shall be nursed at thy side.
That darkness that's covering the earth is the ignorance.
So you
Colossians 1:26. Even a mystery which has been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to the saints.
That's right. Because this truth was hidden. It was a mystery. It's still a mystery. Like the Lord said in Matthew, the mystery is only given to the elect, to that remnant, to that small amount that can get it and that can see through the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Although the light is shining to everybody, but not everybody is going to come to the light. Go ahead.
To whom God would make known what is the riches of the glory and of the mystery among the Gentiles, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory.
That's right. It was a glory again, because the Lord is going to make his people glorious. We're going to be glorious. We're going to rise up. We're going to take over the world. And we're going to be in control. We're going to have these crackers in slavery, man. We're going to have them in slavery. Because the simple fact that we don't know who we are to this day, the Lord got to get them back for that. You got to get them back for that. What you got? You want something?
This is Ephesians 5:8. For ye were sometimes darkness, but now are ye light in the Lord. Walk as children of light. For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth, proving what is acceptable unto the Lord. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
That's right. That's what our people do. They continue to have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. You know what I'm saying? And part of that unfruitful works of darkness is once again Barack Obama.
Yep.
You know?
I think a part
Because
of that,
he part of that. He's one of the main tricks that this white man has on our people, man. He's part of that spell, man. Because, you know what I'm saying? As long as our people cleave, because it said don't have fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. He's unfruitful. He's not producing nothing for our people in the community, but our people still continue to look up to that because they still in darkness.
Today I was just observing something. Part of that unfruitful work of darkness is this. Is you have a movement, especially in this city, you have different organizations that do things for people. They roll up, they want to feed you, they want to give you some clothes, you know what I'm saying? But yet they homosexual. And yet they are part of these other things. They worship in the graven image and things like this. See, and even though they doing stuff, you know, it's still unfruitful because 2 men can't make a baby. That's unfruitful. 2 women can't produce nothing. That's unfruitful. So they coming in the name of their God, whether they believe it or not, which is that.
That's right.
They coming in the name of that. They'll tell you, oh, we come in the name of Jesus Christ. Oh. And they doing this. We say, even though they doing that type of work, it's unfruitful. It's benefiting them nothing. Because they still not acknowledging the one God. Because that's not God.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
That's right. Oppression maketh the wise man mad, right? We're being oppressed. So to keep us from being mad, they offer us gifts. They offer us them like you say, the food and the clothing and all that to keep our people pacified, to keep them in that darkness. Because that ain't gonna help our people rise. That's not what's gonna put our people in a position to rule and take out our enemies. Because at the end of the day, they still like enemies. They still plot, they still plan and scheme every night and pray to their gods to keep our people down, man. You know?
Now, that's why I said a gift destroys the heart, because they're not able to have discernment when it comes to certain things like that. They're not able to make judgment.
That's why our own people sell out.
Yep.
Because they offering them gifts, man. You know what I'm saying? They offering them gifts and all that money, and you know what I'm saying? And what did they produce? What do these celebrities and these rappers and these artists produce?
Right.
Nothing. They don't produce nothing.
It just
At
takes
one
us
time,
further into the
at
darkness.
one time, you know what I'm saying? We had a little spark there going. Our people was being, you know what I'm saying, fed information back and forth through the music. But now they ain't being shown nothing.
They snuffed the ones who were doing it out.
Yeah, they snuffed them up.
Start talking too much, they whack you.
You know?
Replace you with somebody.
You know?
Another sellout.
Yes.
Oh, I'm still on the same thing. All right. It says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
That's why reprove them. So the ones that got the light, we're supposed to come out here and reprove them, correct them, give, you know what I'm saying, show our people the right way. You know? Go ahead.
For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret.
Right, so you're not even supposed to be a part of that, man. You know? But you can't worship, you know what I'm saying, the Most High man. You can't do that. You know? Go ahead.
But all things are reproved, are made manifest by the light.
So all things that are reproved are made manifest by the light, man. And that's by this truth and that's by this word. You know?
For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Christ shall give thee light.
That's right. And that's it. To awake. Awake. Renew your mind. Because like I was telling the dude that came up here, man, yo, man, they got plans to wipe us out. He talk about that they want to wipe out 6.5 billion people. Talking about our people. And they gonna get some of these other nations too, but that's mainly talking about our people because our people is at the sand of the sea. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the truth doesn't need to be destroyed, but for the elect's sake, they have to know that, so they can wake up. Give me go back to Obadiah 18. Right? Because once they wake up, once our people wake up, once the elect wake up, the Most High gonna put the spirit on us to rise, and we gonna take this place. No, we have to take this place, man.
Look, we gonna possess it. We ain't gonna have to take it. We just gonna possess it. It's already ours. We just gonna have to walk and possess it.
I mean, we gonna take it though. We gonna have to take it though first.
Yeah.
Give me
It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a battle.
Daniel 7:18.
They're not just gonna give it to us.
Yeah.
They have to take it.
Yeah, they gonna give
Just
it
like
to
they
us.
took this land. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they took this land from
The natives just didn't give it to them. They took it.
Give me Daniel 7 or something, y'all.
Daniel 7:18, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever.
See, we're gonna take the kingdom, then we're gonna possess it.
All right.
We're gonna take it, then we're gonna possess it. Start it.
All right, verse 15. I, Daniel, was grieved in my spirit in the midst of my body, and the vision of my head troubled me. I came near unto one of them that stood by, and asked him the truth of all this. So he told me and made me know the interpretation of the things. These great beasts, which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth.
See, you got them 4 kingdoms that rise out of the earth, man. The Lord gave these heathen and not enemies the time to rule, right? He gave them the time to rule. Go ahead.
But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom.
That's right. Cause see, now we in that 4th kingdom, the last kingdom. You know what I'm saying? That Daniel saw in that vision with the gold and the silver and the bronze and the iron and the clay and all
Yeah,
that.
so I'm wondering, do you think we actually approach that? Because I was looking at the European as being that 4th kingdom, but it hasn't. I mean, the Roman Empire has always still been here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the Romans is still there, and America is only an extension of the Romans. So the Romans are already have. It's just an extension of that. So that next kingdom is I'm looking at the European Union, but I ain't seeing them really shake nothing, moving nothing real heavy just yet.
As far as what?
I mean, well, I know they got a flag, they got a constitution, they got a military, they even got a foreign aid budget, but they don't have a face yet. That face to somebody who represents that kingdom, and I was really just speculating that it might be like this. Like in Europe, there's a lot going on with all this homosexuality. See, I do believe what is it in the book of Daniel?
That's what that dude that just came over here was. The white dude, that Austrian, he was straight up fag. He was from Austria.
So and I
He
think
came over here from Europe. I'm just edifying you what you said.
which dude is that?
The white dude that came up here, I think he was from right over there.
All right.
I don't think he's seen.
I was talking to.
Yeah, he had on real tight pants.
Yeah, real tight pants. He came from Europe, so they really is pushing that with the homosexual vibration.
Real solid.
And that leader that comes out of the European Union that faced, they said an antichrist is gonna seek to change times and laws. And one of the times,
Well, that's already happened. That's
the
already
times,
happened.
yeah,
That's
the
already
times that
happened.
is changing is like them holidays, and they not holy days no more. They holidays according to them, and how they pushing this same-sex marriage. And scripture also say that it's going to be like in the day
But
of Noah.
who did that? Who did that?
Well,
They used Barack Obama. He the face. He's the face now, because okay, now you got the EU, you got America, and they're part of what? The United Nations.
Right.
The head country of the United Nations is America. The leader of America is Barack Obama. Barack Obama is the one that's changing the times and the laws. He's the one that pushed that whole same-sex marriage law in 2011.
Before him was Bush.
Yeah,
What
but
he
he-
did, like
yeah,
add
before
like
he
a
was Bush.
second to like a half a second to the time or something like that. He did something with the time.
I think
He changed up something with the time. He did like a
I
second,
don't know.
half a second.
I don't know, but I mean, it's already going on. We're already living in that. We're already living in that. It's just now, what has to happen is, now you got other prophecies that need to come to pass. That prophecy is already in the mix. Like the whole thing with the EU and all that. See, give me Daniel the 2nd chapter. Give me Daniel the 2nd chapter. You can hold there, bro. You can hold there on Revelation 17. Give me Daniel the 2nd chapter. Because you were saying like the whole EU or whatever, they're not really making no moves or whatnot. They're not really gonna come together and make moves, and then somebody's gonna pop up. I'm gonna show you. Daniel 2, we're gonna go to the last.
Yeah, Daniel 2:40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron.
See, the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. That's wrong. That's wrong, right? Go ahead.
For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
That's what it did. The Roman Empire had control of the known world, about 2,000 years ago, right? And then it extended on to today. Go ahead.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided.
See, the kingdom shall be divided. That's why you got all that turmoil and riots and stuff going on over there in Europe. It's not going to come together. You say, what it said it was, probably divided?
The kingdom shall be divided.
Yeah, the kingdom shall be divided. Right? Now, Europe, that area, that's where the Roman Empire started from. So that kingdom is divided. You got Spain, they rioting over there in Spain, over there in Greece, Portugal, right? They protesting over there in Germany and stuff. So it's divided. Like I said, so that's prophecy. That's prophecy. Give me hold that, give me Luke 21 and I think 9. 21 and 9. Alright? All that's prophecy. Because all that's gonna lead to their economy failing, the euro gonna fail, and they're gonna introduce the microchip. You know about the microchip?
Of course.
RFID?
They already they can do that tomorrow at 12 o'clock. That's how close we is to that.
All right, Luke 21:9. But when you shall hear wars and commotions,
See, wars and commotions.
All that's gonna
There's
happen
wars
right
and
now.
commotion that's happening over there. Go ahead. And it's gonna come over here. Go ahead.
be not terrified.
Be not terrified. Go ahead.
But these things must shortly come to pass.
But these things must surely come to pass. So while we watching and seeing, we already in that has to happen.
Hey, y'all
Go
got
ahead.
a flyer or something.
But the end is not by and by.
Somebody can read or something.
Fly down.
Brothers, peace and
I got
blessings.
a
We gotta
business
roll.
card.
All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, we not no business.
This said he unto them,
I know.
nation
Well,
shall rise
well,
against nation, and kingdom against
We out here
kingdom.
Do that again.
This said he unto me, nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
On what day?
See, nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. All that's already happened over there in Europe. You know, he was talking about the Antichrist coming. The Antichrist is already here. The Antichrist been here. There's many Antichrists.
I was just reading it.
You know, Yeah. John, was that 1 John 2? There's already many antichrists. That system's already set up. Like, it's just a matter of prophecy and a matter of time and a matter of the Most High sealing the elect.
No, he did.
Then the end gonna come. Go ahead.
All right. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences,
That's right. Famine and pestilence is coming. Go ahead.
and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven.
That's right. And that's already happening. Man, you got all kinds of signs happening all over the world. 2010, 2009, every year, all you seen was great signs. And warnings and stuff coming in. Like last year when everybody was hearing them sounds all in the sky and stuff all over the world. You know?
Crazy ass songs.
You know? Go ahead.
But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you, and persecute you, and deliver you up to the synagogues and into prisons.
Right, so basically before we can possess anything, we gotta fight and take it and doing this truth. But I wanna Listen, I think it was March 13th. But you got something? Right? But all that commotion, all that stuff was already happening. The EU's not gonna get together. The EU is gonna get together to the point to where, hey, no picture. You can take a picture of the signs and stuff like that, but
Not us.
no.
What's that?
Yeah. You got some questions though? You got some questions you wanna learn about? We're teaching them about. We're teaching our people, and we're telling our people what's coming to America.
What's that?
Coming to America is destruction. Destruction is coming to America. God, when you read the Bible, the prophecy of the Bible, God gonna destroy America.
Who believe that? What you think these natural disasters are for? Those are just warning signs, letting them know that He's mad with us.
That's right. Go ahead.
All right. 2 Ezra 16 and 7. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Go ahead.
They shall be like madmen, sparing none.
And that's what's going to happen when these troops come in like a flood. And that's going to happen real soon. Because what you got March 23rd, they want to start pushing the microchip through that healthcare that Obama got set up. They're going to start pushing that microchip. And then once they start seeing people ain't really going to take it, they're going to have to force you to take it. They got to force you to get that chip. And they're going to come in your house and they're going to take you away, put you in camp, they're going to offer you that mark of the beast. Go ahead.
But still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
See, they're going to come in your houses and they're going to cash you out and they're going to take away your goods and all that. Because when they had, when they was going into that National Defense Authorization Act, they were saying if you got more than 7 days worth of food in your house, you are suspected to be a terrorist. And that's an American citizen. Yeah. You got, missing limbs and whatnot. So we got again about the goods and stuff and the houses.
For they shall waste and take away their goods.
You're going to waste and take away their goods because you're going to be suspected to be a terrorist. And what you doing with so much food in the time of a famine? Why you storing up?
Why you got all these guns? They're gonna take that.
Yeah.
So that's part of your goods too.
And that's what they trying to push. Now they pushing the whole ban on assault rifles. But they really want all guns. It's gonna get to a point where they're gonna start using since we ain't got assault rifles, we're gonna use handguns. We're gonna use pistols. We're gonna use a 38 special. They're gonna take them.
Because that's how the serpent do. He ain't gonna just try to take everything.
Same
He
way
gonna
they did
slither
with the
into it.
nukes. Sold them to everybody didn't want to take it.
That's right. And it ain't really necessarily like when it says goods in the Bible, it ain't necessarily just talking about food. It's talking about your weapons.
Any type of substance.
Yeah, anything. Because you got people that something's gonna happen, and they got these, and they call them preppers because they're preparing for the times that come in America. It's gonna be an economic collapse and whatnot. So they gonna come and they gonna try to get them because they're supposed to be domestic terrorists. Domestic terrorists, and that's what they're labeling them. Domestic terrorists or insurgents, stuff like that. Go ahead.
All right. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses.
Cast you out your houses. Go ahead.
Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as the gold in the fire.
That's right. So you got all kinds of calamities happening. Man. You got all kinds of stuff that's happening already overseas that's going to happen over here in America. Because it said there shall be in every place and in the next cities. So this, you know what I'm saying? All over the place, it's going to be all kinds of riots and stuff happening all over the world. Go ahead.
All right, 2 Ezra 16:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia.
Now, Babylon in the Bible, that's code word for America.
Right.
That's code word for America. Because America is known in Revelation as Babylon the Great. Right? Go ahead.
Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Now, Asia, right? Because you got North Korea wanting to launch missiles on America now.
Right.
Right? They just tested a rocket last month. And then North Korea said recently to America, if you know, y'all don't leave it, basically we're going to fucking, blow this place up, basically.
Yeah.
Right? And then you got stuff going down in China and stuff like that. So Asia, because Asia holds a lot, you know, China, they hold a lot of America's debt. They actually hold most of America's debt.
Yeah.
You know?
They supposed to sell us for some of the goods, ain't it? Clear their debts.
Yeah. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what America's doing.
Yeah.
They're selling the people to China because we're the debt holders.
Yeah.
You know? And then it says what? Egypt. Yep. You saw what happened with Egypt with Hosni Mubarak. He's supposed to be in the hospital. They took him out. They put a new puppet leader in, and they rioting about the constitution that they supposed to just set up over there. And then it said Syria. Syria's big in the news.
Yeah.
Syria's big in the news. Right? They sanctioning them. America telling them what to do and what not to do.
Right.
You know?
They
and
own
Syria
people
not having
there
it.
is riding, so
Yeah.
America trying to intervene and shit. They
Yeah,
always trying to
America
intervene.
They always trying to
Sit your ass
intervene.
down, man.
They always trying to intervene, man. This white man, he can't go nowhere on the earth and not bother somebody because he's really like scripture say, he's a fugitive.
He don't find nobody to fight, he'll kill himself.
And they really cause like all that chaos that be in the Middle East. They really be causing that.
Yeah,
You
be
know what I'm saying?
causing
They be
it.
sending people
Supplying
there.
both sides with the weapons and shit.
Yeah, that's what they do to society. They be trying to have some way to get in. You know what I'm saying?
Some way to get in, man. But go back there and see.
All right. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack.
I'll start back in one again.
All right. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Go ahead.
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair.
Yeah, meaning all these places is in the state of mourning and in the state of going down. And it's mostly going to be because of the economy, right? Because like look, China, right, going into Asia again, China holds most of America's debt, right? And, you know, that's in dollars. So once the American dollar falls, China's economy is going to fall, right? Then you got other countries that hold part of America's debt, like Japan.
Yep.
Their economy is going to fall.
That's what they
Right?
want to.
India, their economy going to fall.
Yep.
You know?
I think
And
they're
then
like
America,
the three
you know?
top debt holders.
Yeah, you top. They own, you know what I'm saying? And then Europe got their own problems to deal with.
Yeah.
Because America's constantly sending them money and dollars to bail them out.
They been
You know?
cutting America off.
Yeah. The EU.
So them cutting them off
Yeah.
back in the Civil War and all that.
They want to cut them off, and it's gonna happen. That's why the Most High named all them countries, because those are the main economic, forces right
Well,
now.
that book tell you everything gonna happen. They playing basically.
You got a piece on?
Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
That's right, the destruction is at hand, and mainly America, mainly Babylon destruction is at hand. Because once these other countries see where America can't give them no more money, they can't bring them no more prosperity or bring them no more riches, they're gonna basically blow America up. Right? Give me hold that and give me Revelation 17 and 16.
Oh, America's gonna self-destruct themselves,
Yeah.
blowing up themselves like they be doing. You know,
Like
like the
remember
World Trade Center.
Yeah, you remember
You
the
know, they falsified all that with the Muslims and all that.
Yeah.
Being together.
you remember the first Planet of the Apes movie, like
Yeah.
back in the 60s?
Yeah.
When he was
Yeah,
like
Charlton
blew it up,
Heston.
yeah, Charlton Heston, yeah. Yeah, they're gonna blow it up. They tell you what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But who's gonna rule afterwards? They call us apes. They call us apes, but our people gonna rule.
Porch monkeys.
Yeah, porch monkeys and stuff. You know?
Yeah,
Go
they're
ahead,
praying. Speaking on praying on the 8th, they had characteristics like Israelites. They was praying at the table and all that stuff. But that's really showing that that's us, man. Us gonna be there.
Yeah, you want like the first couple movies?
Yeah.
Even the new ones.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Al.
Revelation 17 and 16. You wanna run? And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast,
Now the 10 horns, those represent the European nations. Yeah, it's kingdom. Go ahead.
and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire.
Yeah, because they're going to use those missiles and those rockets that they got. Because, who else testing missiles? You got North Korea testing missiles.
Iran.
Yeah, Iran enriching that uranium they got over there, building them missiles. They're going to blow it up. Go ahead. Read it to the end.
Okay. And for God hath put in their heart to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast.
See, it says and to agree. Right? That's how they're gonna come together. They're gonna come together in agreement to wipe America out.
Oh yeah.
That's where they that's where that
All
world
other
unity.
nations gonna come together
Yeah,
and say they owe everybody. Let's get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly. They own everything. It's like, yo, for example, right? If I borrow some money from you, right? And let's say, a couple thousand. Let's say I borrowed like $10,000, right? But we set up a payment plan, and I'm supposed to pay you back over a certain amount of time, right? Yeah. But I keep reneging and keep putting it off, right? Eventually, yeah.
Trying to borrow more.
Yeah. But I say, yo, let me get this so I can put this together so I can bring in a profit, right? But every time I do that, I'm not really bringing nothing. Right. I'm making what I owe you, but I'm not making no profit to get what I need and owe you back.
I'm just paying your interest.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the dollar devalued.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So eventually you're gonna want your money back. Right. But eventually you're gonna be like, you know what? I don't want no money. I want you.
I want you. Right.
I want you.
Right.
And that's basically how it's gonna go down. It's gonna go down like that.
Right. America, they that's the key, the oldest. As long as I owe you, we're gonna be in cahoots. But these countries tired now. Like, okay, you can keep that. We got something for you. We're gonna come together at you.
Give me
Yeah, and that's gonna happen when the dollar completely ain't worth nothing.
Well, y'all,
Like, when
man,
want
I
that
ain't
shit
never
no
seen y'all. Y'all good. I like your teachers.
Yo, we be here every week, man. Every
Do
week.
you?
Every week,
I
right?
never really
Same
seen-
time every
I
week.
like how y'all coming hard. Y'all coming, I mean, not hard, real. Hard.
Oh yeah, that's how it's
Coming
supposed to be
real.
done. Rough ride rugby.
We
We
ain't
don't
gonna
sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah, we should
Bring it
Y'all,
out.
y'all, the Israelites. Yep. Okay.
You
True
Israelite too.
Israelites. Right. True. Right. Yeah. We from that tribe. One of them tribes.
That's right.
Whichever one I'm from, I don't actually
That's why we
know.
don't, but we know who we are. Though.
Right.
We know
That's
who
the
we are.
main thing.
Right. You Obadiah, you can start it too.
Obadiah verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small.
Start at one.
All right, verse 1. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle.
See, that's them coming together in agreement to rise up against America in battle. Go ahead.
All right. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised.
See, all the nations are now looking down on America. Because you got other countries like India and Pakistan, and their economy booming. The Indian economy booming, man. Chinese economy booming right now. American economy is done, man. You know what I'm saying? The economy is
And
done.
the rich done took a lot of the rich done took their money and got out of here.
Yep,
Yeah.
Same thing Obama was trying to say during the election.
Yeah, he was.
Rami, you got your money over in Swiss bank account, over in the Cayman Island, all in the.
But he do too. He do too.
Remember
He
what
got money
Rami
over there,
said? You do too.
Yeah.
Remember when Obama said, you invested in the Chinese and they surveillance thing. Remember what Rami said? You got investments in China too. Remember right on TV during the campaign?
Yeah.
And they didn't say nothing about it.
I mean,
during
what do you think
the
Obama
morning.
go overseas for all the different countries for?
Oh.
He go over there to make investments.
One thing I said
They
about
spend money
Obama,
in this country, and you gonna give us this amount.
I said when he get out of
Yeah,
office, that's when everything gonna start because he been able to talk to countries who would never sit down with America.
Exactly.
And now he
That's
just got
why-
in there
that's another
and
reason
sat
why
down
he's
and
famous.
opened up the door for these crackers to go in there and destroy all of them.
That's right. That's right. Because these other nations, they looking down on this white man now.
And they did all that supreme.
You know what I'm saying? Since Bush, after Bush, these other countries, they ain't want to deal with America no more.
Nobody did.
Nobody want to deal with America no more. So they put Obama in there, a guy that's supposed to be well-rounded, morally. He's supposed to have grew up in Singapore. He can go to Asia.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be Muslim. He can talk to me. He's supposed to be that everybody type of guy.
Yeah.
Everybody type
A
of guy.
nigga with us get nigga
Yeah.
try. Yeah.
Yeah.
But first, a nigga works for anybody. A lot of them.
Behold, I made thee small among the heathens.
See, God said He's made these white people now. They smile among these other nations. They're looking down on America now. And they're looking down on these, on these, you know, these. I mean, look at them.
That paper ain't worth the paper's printed on no more.
Yep.
Go ahead.
All right. Y'all are greatly despised.
They are greatly despised. Over there in overseas, they call America the Great Satan.
Right, it is.
It's the Great Satan, man.
Yeah.
'Cause everywhere they go, everywhere
We the
America
biggest
goes,
terrorism
man.
on earth.
Yeah.
I was trying to promote that punk ass democracy and said nobody want that shit, man.
Everybody wants democracy, man.
When that happens, where everybody become faggot, everybody become lesbian, everybody free to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't want that.
When the book you say you claim to be in says abomination.
They bring chaos.
So why would you
instead of
law
order.
it? Why would he get on there and say, okay, let's pass it, gay marriage and shit? Yeah, let's roll
I
with
mean,
it.
he's just taking orders from
Yeah.
Banks.
from the bank. That's why every time if he does anything as far as money for America, is to give money to the banks.
banks, yo.
Is to
He
give
bailed
money
them out.
to the
The
banks.
so-called
That's what he bailed them out.
He bails, and the reason why he bails the banks out, he bails the banks out so people like us can continue to
Can
put our
believe
money
in it.
can believe in
And
it.
can
To
believe
continue
in
to
it. Like
believe
he's
in
a
the banks,
savior
right.
in
To
one
believe in the
aspect.
banks.
He got another plan.
Yeah. So he puts those dollars out there when it's really devaluing the money.
Right.
That's why prices are going up.
And
That's
then,
why
and
gas
then what
going
he
up.
say? What he say? He said, I'm gonna bail the banks out so they can be able to loan money out. But they not really loaning no
They
money.
ain't gave.
You can't get no loan because your credit gotta be A1.
You can't even get a job without
You know,
credit. Now, what's going on with that?
Oh,
You gotta
yeah,
have good
yeah,
credit,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
you can have. I mean, if your
Like, you
credit
wanna
bad, you
call
can't even get a job no more.
See, they feel like if your credit bad, you a risk to steal from the company and shit like that. He's so full of shit though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
because half of the programs in these companies, they show you that in that Medea movie. In that Medea, in that movie. No, but for real, they show you that in that Medea movie. What was it? The last one he did?
And look at Tyler Perry.
Witness protection.
He the only person got his own everything. And look what he doing now.
Oh yeah.
He keep making movies with them crackers. How you gonna make movies
Yeah,
with the
but
crackers
look,
and you done
look,
made
they showed-
$500 million
They showed
without
you in that
them?
movie. They showed you in that movie that half these programs that these companies set up.
And he
are false.
started out in the
They
pine.
fake. They
Homeless
fraud.
shelter.
You know what I'm saying? They stealing the money. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
All right, Ecclesiasticus 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
That's right. So let's talk about a man that is down with the Most High. Basically Israel. Israel's the only people that's going to be like that. Go ahead.
As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
That's right. So if all the people is fucked up, that means the government's fucked up. The government corrupt. There's all kinds of scandals going on in the government. within each branch. The legislative branch, the executive branch, the judicial branch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all these laws and these corrupt judges,
They done
man,
got so greedy
you know?
that, they telling on each other.
They turn on each other. Everybody wants to outdo the next politician.
It's about the big story now.
Yeah. You know? Oh yeah, and the media's finished, man. The media media ain't got nothing. You know? They ain't telling you no kind of truth, no kind
Everything
of
on there is
information.
evil.
Everything. Go ahead.
An unwise king destroyeth his people.
There you go. So Obama's an unwise